Hello, my name is Hudsin Baye, and today, December 1st, 2020, commemorates the 32nd Annual World AIDS Day, a day in which we remember and memorialize those we have lost to HIV and AIDS throughout the years. December 1st also concludes AIDS Awareness Week, as well as the Red Scarf Project for the year. The Red Scarf Project is an annual event, and its aim is to raise awareness to help reduce stigma surrounding HIV and AIDS. The Red Scarf Project encourages people to wear a red scarf to symbolize their support during AIDS Awareness Week and throughout the month of December. The Red Scarf Project originated in 2012 with Regional HIV/AIDS Connection in London, Ontario, distributing hundreds of scarves throughout the streets of downtown London and Stratford. Over the past 8 years, other HIV and AIDS related nonprofit organizations have joined the Red Scarf Project, and it has become a success throughout many communities across Canada. Leading up to AIDS Awareness Week, which is November 24th to December 1st, volunteers knit or crochet red scarves to give to HIV and AIDS related nonprofit organizations. Those organizations then set up public awareness installations with the red scarves and information pertaining to AIDS Awareness Week and the Red Scarf Project. The scarves represent the international symbol of HIV and AIDS awareness, which is the red ribbon.
Doesn't seem that long since hope was out of mind, and I was just surviving for the day. Suddenly a combination came my way, giving me the strength, oh come what may. I've got something to live for, got a reason to want more. Ain't going down,
If it was not for the actions of the medical and scientific communities throughout the 1980s, when the epidemic began, we may not be where we are today in the advancements of treatments and antiretroviral drugs, and we definitely would have lost a significantly greater amount of people. Since the epidemic that raged throughout the 1980s and 90s, around the globe an estimated 100 million people have been infected with HIV and AIDS, and an estimated 32.7 million people have died due to HIV and AIDS. It was in 1981 when doctors in the US began reporting abnormally high rates of rare forms of pneumonia and cancer in young gay men. Doctors were taken aback by the sudden and horrific symptoms being manifested in gay men, and they didn't know what to do or how to treat it. At first, this new different disease was called gay-related immune deficiency, or GRID. By the end of 1981, similar symptoms were being found and reported by intravenous drug users. Gay-related immune deficiency was first detected in Canada in March of 1982 and had been renamed Acquired Immune Deficiency Syndrome, or AIDS. Doctors soon realized that AIDS could be transmitted through sexual activity and that hemophiliacs and blood transfusion recipients were at risk of being infected as reports of infection began to surface. The first cases in Africa were reported in 1982, and by 1983, the disease had been reported worldwide. The World Health Organization began a global surveillance of AIDS, with Canada forming a national task force. In Quebec, CSAM was formed and funded by the Quebec government, with a triple mandate of prevention, advocacy, and care. The AIDS Committee of Toronto initiated the first AIDS Awareness Week in 1984, and in 1985, the Canadian Red Cross began testing for HIV on all blood products, and the first Canadian Conference on AIDS was held in Montreal, Quebec. In 1986, the first commercial blood test for HIV was licensed by the US Food and Drug Administration, and medical science discovered that HIV can be passed from mother to child through breastfeeding. The Canadian AIDS Society was also established in this year. In 1987, Vancouver activist Kevin Brown lobbied the federal government for access to the antiretroviral drug AZT, resulting in AZT becoming standard treatment for HIV and AIDS patients in Canada. The World Health Organization developed the first global strategy on AIDS, and AIDS became the first disease ever to be debated in the UN General Assembly. In 1988, there was an explosive outbreak of HIV among injection drug users in Vancouver, which became known as the city with the highest percentage of people living with HIV in the developed world. At this time, doctors started to detect the first drug-resistant strains of HIV, once again leaving them very frustrated. Close to the end of 1988, the very first World AIDS Day was held on December 1st.
White shirt, now red, my bloody nose sleeping. You're on your tippy toes, creeping around like no one knows. Think you're so criminal. Bruises on both my knees for you. Don't say thank you, oh please. I do what I want when I'm wanting to. My soul, so cynical. So you're a tough guy, like you really rough guy. Just can't get enough guy, just always so puff guy. I'm that bad type, make your mama sad type, make your girlfriend mad type, might seduce your dad type. I'm the bad guy. Duh. likes to sing along with me, but she won't sing this song if she reads all the lyrics. She'll pity the men I know. So you're a tough guy, like you really rough guy, just can't get enough guy, just always so puff guy. I'm that bad type, make your mama sad type, make your girlfriend mad type, might seduce your dad type. I'm the bad guy. Duh. I'm the bad guy. Duh. I'm only good at being bad. Bad. I like when you get mad. I guess I'm pretty glad that you're alone. You said she's scared of me? I mean, I don't see what she sees, but maybe it's 'cause I'm wearing your cologne. I'm a bad guy. I'm a bad guy.
On April 8th, 1990, Ryan White, a boy who had acquired AIDS through a blood transfusion, died of an AIDS-related illness at the age of 18. In October of 1990, the FDA approved the use of AZT to treat children with AIDS. By the end of 1990, an estimated 8 to 10 million people were thought to be living with HIV worldwide. In 1991, the red ribbon becomes the international symbol for AIDS awareness. And on November 7th, professional basketball player Earvin Magic Johnson announced that he had HIV and retired from the sport of basketball, planning to educate young people about the virus. This announcement helped begin to dispel the stereotype, still widely held in the US and elsewhere, that HIV is a gay disease. On November 23rd, Freddie Mercury, lead singer of rock group Queen, announced he had AIDS and died the next day at the age of 45. In 1993, the CDC added pulmonary tuberculosis, recurrent pneumonia, and invasive cervical cancer to the list of AIDS indicators. And by the end of 1993, there were an estimated 2.5 million AIDS cases globally. In August of 1994, the USA Public Health Service recommended the use of AZT to prevent the mother-to-child transmission of HIV. And in December, the FDA approved an oral HIV test, the first non-blood HIV test. In 1996, the FDA approved the first home testing kit, which was a viral load test used to measure the level of HIV in the blood. In September of 1997, the FDA approved commemorate, a combination of two antiretroviral drugs, taken as a single daily tablet, making it much easier for people living with HIV to take their medication. And also in 1997, UNAIDS estimated that 30 million people had HIV worldwide, equating to 16,000 new infections every day. In 1999, the World Health Organization announced that HIV and AIDS had become the fourth largest killer worldwide. And it was discovered that a single dose of nevirapine, which is an antiretroviral medication, was effective in reducing transmission from mother to child during pregnancy.
Level up, level up, level up, level up. graduate your level, level, graduate your level. There's no one on it, nah, nah.
In 2002, HIV became the leading cause of death worldwide in those aged 15 to 59, and in 2003, the World Health Organization announced their initiative to treat 3 million people worldwide by 2005. Health Canada approved rapid HIV testing for sale to health professionals in Canada in 2005, which enabled point-of-care testing that provided an accurate test result within 2 minutes. In 2007, the World Health Organization, NNAs, recommended that male circumcision should always be considered as part of a comprehensive HIV prevention package. Also in 2007, the Canadian HIV Vaccine Initiative was established as Canada's contribution to global efforts to develop a safe and effective vaccine. In 2008, the 20th anniversary of World AIDS Day took place, which was a huge gratifying moment for the HIV and AIDS community. With funding from the Public Health Agency of Canada, the Canadian AIDS Treatment Information Exchange, or CAIDI, extended its mandate to become the National Knowledge Exchange broker of information for the prevention, treatment, care, and support for people living with and vulnerable to HIV and AIDS. In 2009, UNAIDS calls for the implementation of programs to work toward the virtual elimination of mother-to-child transmission of HIV by 2015.
Right, turn off the lights, we gonna lose our minds tonight. What's the dealio? I love when it's all too much. 5 a.m. turn the radio up. Where's the rock and roll? Party crasher, penny snatcher. Call me up if you a gangster. Don't be fancy, just get dancy. Why so serious? So raise your glass if you are wrong in all the right ways. All my underdogs. We will never be anything but loud and nitty gritty, dirty little freaks. Won't you come on and raise your glass? Just come on and raise your glass. Slam, slam, oh hot damn. What part of party don't you understand? Wish you just freak out. Freak out already. Can't stop coming in hot. I should be locked up right on the spot. It's so on right now. Party crasher, penny snatcher. Call me up if you a gangster. Don't be fancy, just get dancy. Why so serious? So raise your glass if you are wrong in all the right ways. All my underdogs. We will never be anything but loud and nitty gritty, dirty little freaks. Won't you come on and raise your glass? Just come on and raise your glass. Won't you come on and raise your glass? Just come on and raise your glass. So if you're too school for cool, and you treat it like a fool, you can choose to let it go. We can always party on our own. So raise your glass if you are wrong in all the right ways. All my underdogs. We will never be anything but loud
wasn't until 2011 that the World Health Organization included transgender people as a group at risk for HIV. And in 2012, despite growing scientific evidence that HIV treatment dramatically reduces the risk of transmission when the viral load is undetectable, the Supreme Court of Canada ruled that an HIV-positive person has to legally disclose their HIV status to a sexual partner before having sexual relations. According to this ruling, a person living with HIV does not have to disclose their HIV status to a sexual partner before having sexual relations as long as a condom is used and the HIV-positive person has a low viral load. In 2013, the Quebec Ministry of Health publishes the first Canadian interim guidance on pre-exposure prophylaxis, or PrEP, which is a pill that you take once a day, every day, that reduces your risk of acquiring HIV by up to 99%. In 2015, the Canadian Positive People Network, a new independent network for and by people living with HIV and HIV co-infections, was formed to represent the needs of all persons and communities affected by HIV and HIV co-infections. By 2016, Health Canada had approved the use of Truvada for use as PrEP to reduce the risk of sexual transmission of HIV. And the Association of Medical Microbiology and Infectious Disease Canada released a position statement recommending antiretroviral treatment be initiated in adults as soon as HIV is diagnosed, regardless of CD4 T cell count. By the end of 2016, there were approximately 63,100 people living with HIV and AIDS in Canada, and it was estimated that 9,090 persons were living with undiagnosed HIV. But mortality rates have decreased due to medical advances against HIV and AIDS. Things were starting to look better when 2017 came, as Katie joined other national and international organizations in signing on the Prevention Access Campaign's Undetectable equals Untransmittable campaign. The U equals U campaign was born in 2017 and became a national and international success. By the end of 2018, there was an estimated 37.9 million people living with HIV worldwide. An estimated 8.1 million people were unaware of their HIV status, and an estimated 2,110 people died from an AIDS-related infection every single day in 2018, which resulted in an estimated 770,000 deaths as a result of AIDS in 2018.
Make it ooze with the unthinkable. Don't stop till you come first. Life's so unpredictable. Take control of what you're worth. Wasting time's forgivable, but nobody wants to grow old. It's time for the original to come and break the mold. Take it easy, just one step at a time, and baby, you'll be fine. Take the reins, don't hold back. Get yourself back on track. Keep on moving, don't stop. Don't stop, don't stop. Let your senses guide you. Shake it up, inspire you. Do anything you want to, but don't stop, don't stop. Remember how you made it here, a game of truth or dare. You rolled the dice with confidence, now the fortunes we can share. The finish line is drawing near, just keep your eye on the prize. A new style is calling you, why don't you try it on the sides? Take it easy, just one step at a time. are eager to sneak in. If you can find that leap of faith, then let the games begin. Awaken to a paradise, I'll smile at your every command. Remember to take the good advice and you'll avoid that sinking sand. Take it easy, just one step at a time, and baby, you'll be fine. Take a race, don't hold back. Get yourself back on track. Keep on moving, don't stop. Don't stop, don't stop. Let your senses guide you. Shake it up, inspire you. Do anything you want to, but don't stop, don't stop. Take a race, don't hold back. Get yourself back on track. Keep on moving, don't stop. Don't stop, don't stop. Let your senses guide you. Shake it up, inspire you. Do anything you want to, but don't stop, don't stop.
In 2019, the Government of Canada invested $22.85 million in HIV and AIDS research through the Canadian Institutes for Health Research. The money went towards supporting a thriving community of researchers, people living with HIV and their caregivers, health advocates, and pharmaceutical and biotechnology companies to generate knowledge about prevention, treatment, management, and a cure for HIV and AIDS, and other sexually transmitted and blood-borne infections. By the end of 2019, there were an estimated 25.4 million people accessing antiretroviral treatment, an estimated 1.7 million people became newly infected, an estimated 690,000 people died from an age-related illness, and an estimated 38 million people worldwide living with HIV and AIDS. Of these, 36.2 million were adults and 1.8 million were children under the age of 15.
Everywhere you go, my song be blasting. Life in plastic is always fantastic. I keep it coming hot everywhere I go. The bling I wear could have its own show. I'm breaking news, keep them haters guessing. Don't be confused, how my name be lasting. There ain't no exit when you walk into my zone. My body tight, check my flex and my tone. All eyes on me like a laser beam. I'm the one you wanna see in your dream. Kill you with my eyes, my lips and thighs. I'm irresistible. I'm serving looks like that. Like that. Like that. Irresistible. I'm serving looks like that. Like that. Like that. Everywhere you turn, you see me dancing. They say I'm plastic, but I'm so fantastic. You can try, but you can't help but stare. You know you want me, let me take you there. You're just irresistible, that's what they all tell me. They so confused, cause I keep it classy. Nobody's perfect till they look right here. The other girls know that they can't compare. All eyes on me like a laser beam. I'm the one you wanna see in your dream. Kill you with my eyes, my lips and thighs. I'm irresistible. I'm serving looks like that. Like that. Like that. Irresistible. I'm serving looks like that. Like that. Like that. I'm the one you wanna see in your dream. I'm irresistible. I'm serving looks like that. Serving looks like that. Like that. Like that. Irresistible. I'm serving looks like that. Serving looks like that. Like that. Like that.
HIV rates in Canada have increased for the fourth year in a row, according to the most recent data available. The Canadian AIDS Society stated that funding cuts were to blame. The Public Health Agency of Canada's 2018 HIV surveillance report was released in December of 2019. It revealed that the number of new HIV cases in Canada had increased by 25.3% since 2014. But 25.4 million people were accessing antiretroviral therapy, which is up from 6.4 million in 2009. Also in 2019, 67% of all people living with HIV were accessing treatment. 68% of adults aged 15 years and older living with HIV had access to treatment, as did 53% of children aged 0 to 14 years of age. 73% of female adults aged 15 years and older had access to treatment. However, just 61% of male adults aged 15 years and older had access. 85% of pregnant women living with HIV had access to antiretroviral treatment in order to prevent transmission of HIV to their child. New HIV infections have been reduced by 40% since the peak in 1998. In 2019, only around 1.7 million people were newly infected with HIV, compared to 2.8 million in 1998. Since 2010, new HIV infections have declined from 2.1 million to just 1.7 million in 2019, which is a decline of 23% in just 9 years. AIDS-related deaths have been reduced by 60% since the peak that sprung up in 2004. In 2019, around 690,000 people died from AIDS-related illnesses worldwide, compared to 1.7 million people in 2004 and 1.1 million people in 2010. AIDS-related mortality has declined by 39% since 2010.
Everybody line up! The show is about to start. You have to show a look, have a look, or give a look. Faces, beautiful. No one ugly allowed. Are you ready? Here we go.
Looking good and feeling fine. Looking good and feeling fine. Looking good and feeling fine.
Slay, slay.
Looking good and feeling fine. Looking good and feeling fine. Looking good and feeling fine. I'm too fabulous. I'm so fierce that it's in nuts. I live to be my dolphin. Guess me, I'm your mannequin.
J'adore bien habillez-moi. Gucci, Fendi et Prada, Valentino, Armani, Tour. Merde, I love them, Jimmy Choo. Fashion, put it on me. Don't you wanna see these clothes on me? Fashion, put it on me. I am anyone you want me to be. Fashion, put it on me. Don't you wanna see these clothes on me? Fashion, put it on me. I am anyone you want me to be. Put it on me. Don't you wanna see these clothes on me? Fashion, put it on me. I am anyone you want me to be. Fashion, put it on me. Don't you wanna see these clothes on me? Fashion, put it on me. I am anyone you want me to be.
It's called fashion. Look it up. Fashion, darling. Fashion, darling. It's just fashion, darling. But you can't touch it. Touch the fashion, change your life. Touch the fashion, change your life. Touch the fashion, change your life. Touch the fashion, change your life.
All right, Mr. DeMille, I'm ready for my close-up.
Yes, girl! Come on, get with me. You know, I had an outfit like that in high school. Flash, 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 flash. Pose. Flash, 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 flash. Clothes. Flash, 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 flash. Pose. Flash, 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 flash. Clothes. We can try this out, but you gotta know what I'm about. And if we can work it out, you know my body, you know my body. We can try this out, but you gotta know what I'm about. And if we can work it out, you know my body, you know my body. Yeah, come over, baby, come in my picture, that's right. Cause I wasn't trying to get a nice picture by myself.
Get in my picture, get in my frame. You're so cool, yeah, get in my picture, get in my frame. So sexy,
We can try this out, but you gotta know what I'm about. And if
The HIV prevalence rate is 173 per 100,000 people living in Canada. The countries with the highest rates of HIV include Eswatini, Lesotho, and Botswana. In 2019, Eswatini had the highest prevalence of HIV with a rate of 27%. Other countries such as Zimbabwe have significantly decreased their HIV prevalence.
Don't look at me. Every day is so wonderful, and suddenly it's hard to breathe. Now and then I get insecure from all the pain. I'm so ashamed. I am beautiful, no matter what they say. Words can't bring me down. I am beautiful in every single way. Yes, words can't bring me down. Oh, no. So don't you bring me down today. To all your friends, you're delirious, so consumed in all your doom. Trying hard to fill the emptiness, the piece is gone. Left the puzzle undone, ain't that the way it is? 'Cause you are beautiful, no matter what they say. Words can't bring you down. No, no. 'Cause you are beautiful in every single way. Yes, words can't bring you down. Oh, no. So don't you bring me down today. No matter what we do, no matter what we do, no matter what we say, no matter what we say. Yeah, yeah, oh yeah. And everywhere we go, and everywhere we go, sun is always, always on the other side. 'Cause we are beautiful, no matter what they say. Yes, words won't bring us down. No, we are beautiful in every single way. Yes, words can't bring us down. Oh, no. So don't you bring me down today. Oh, oh, oh. Don't you bring me down today. Don't you bring me down today.
An undetectable viral load is where antiretroviral treatment has reduced your HIV to such small quantities that it can no longer be detected by standard blood tests. People living with HIV who have an undetectable viral load cannot pass HIV through sexual relations. Being undetectable does not mean that your HIV is cured. A person's viral load is considered undetectable when all viral load test results are undetectable for at least 6 months after their first undetectable test result. This means that most people will need to be on treatment for at least 7 to 12 months to have an undetectable viral load. The price for combination treatments can reach around $15,000 a year in Canada, but many provinces offer full or partial coverage of antiretroviral drugs. Affordability is still a huge issue, especially in richer countries where the drugs are higher in price.
It's a cold night in my bed in the heat of the summer. I've been waiting patiently for a beautiful lover. He's not a cheater, a believer. He's a warm, warm-blooded achiever. It's a lonely night in my bed in the heat of the summer. It's so hard when you're with someone. Your heart breaks and it ain't no fun. But I gotta take that risk tonight. I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready for someone to love me. I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready for someone to love me, for someone to love me.
It's a hot night in my head in the chill of the winter. No, I've been looking hard for a lover disguised as a sinner. No, not a cheater, a redeemer. He's a cold, cold-blooded defeater. It's a hot night in my head in the chill of the winter. No,
It's so hard when you're with someone. Your heart breaks and it ain't no fun. But I gotta take that risk tonight.
I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready for someone to love me. I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready for someone to love me, for someone to love me.
It's a cold night in my bed in the heat of the summer.
No, I've been looking hard for a lover disguised as a sinner.
I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready for someone to love me. I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready for someone to love me, for someone to love me.
Throughout the COVID-19 pandemic, a new analysis by UNAIDS revealed the potential impacts the COVID-19 pandemic could have in low and middle-income countries around the world on supplies of the generic antiretroviral medicines used to treat HIV, as the lockdowns and border closures imposed to stop the spread of COVID-19 are impacting both the production of medicines and their distribution, which could potentially lead to increases in their cost and to supply issues. It has been estimated that the final cost of exported antiretroviral medicines from India could be between 10% and 25% higher than normal prices. Recent modeling has estimated that a 6-month complete disruption in HIV treatment could lead to more than 500,000 additional deaths from AIDS-related illnesses. If services to prevent mother-to-child transmission of HIV were similarly halted for 6 months, the estimated increases in new child HIV infections would be 162% in Malawi, 139% in Uganda, 106% in Zimbabwe, and 83% in Mozambique.
And I stumble to the kitchen, pour myself a cup of ambition, and yawn and stretch and try to come to life. Jump in the shower and the blood starts pumping. Out on the streets the traffic starts jumping, with folks like me on the job from 9 to 5. Working 9 to 5, what a way to make a living. Barely getting by, it's all taking and no giving. They just use your mind, give you credit. It's enough to drive you crazy if you let it. 9 to 5 for service and devotion. You would think that I would deserve a fair promotion. Want to move ahead, but the boss won't seem to let me. I swear sometimes that man is out to get me. They let you dream just to watch him shatter. You're just a step on the boss man's ladder, but you got dreams he'll never take away. In the same boat with a lot of your friends, waiting for the day your ship will come in, and the tide's gonna turn and it's all gonna roll your way. Working 9 to 5, what a way to make a living. Barely getting by, it's all taking and no giving. They just use your mind, and you never get the credit. It's enough to drive you crazy if you let it. 9 to 5, yeah, they got you where they want you. There's a better life, and you think about it, don't you? It's a rich man's game, no matter what they call it. And you spend your life putting money in his wallet. 9 to 5, what a way to make a living. Barely getting by, it's all taking and no giving. They just use your mind, and they never give you credit. It's enough to drive you crazy if you let it.
A recent North American study has found hospitalization rates are decreasing for many HIV-positive people, and effective HIV treatment has reduced hospitalizations overall, say researchers. People living with HIV are now more likely to be hospitalized for reasons unrelated to AIDS. HIV treatment has improved tremendously over the past 30 years and is now generally simpler, safer, and more effective than ever before. As a result, the life expectancy of antiretroviral treatment users in Canada and other high-income countries approaches that of HIV-negative people. However, not every person who is HIV positive is taking antiretroviral medication. Research conducted by the Public Health Agency of Canada suggests that approximately 14% of HIV-positive people are unaware of their status. In analyzing information on more than 28,000 HIV-positive people, researchers found that antiretroviral treatment has had a powerful impact on improving measures of health. Antiretroviral medication strengthens the immune system and has decreased hospitalization from AIDS-related infections.
This ain't a song for the broken-hearted. A silent prayer for faith departed. And I ain't gonna be just a face in the crowd. You're gonna hear my voice when I shout it out loud. It's my life. smile.